and welcome to another episode of Super Nerds UK.
And today we're going to discuss the rumours of Spider-Man returning to Marvel.
That's right.
We're going to look at whether we believe it's true or not, and then we're going to look at the pros and cons and whether we think it's a good idea to go to Marvel. First of all, do we think the rumours are true, Tim?
Well, I don't know. This is all speculation. This is people just sort of running rumours, really. We know from the leaks, I think with the email leaks, that there have been talks with Sony, but that's about it. We don't really know anything else.
There's a lot of sites that have been like Latino Review and stuff like that that are normally pretty good with the sources. They're saying that's pretty much a done deal. But like we said, it's just speculation.
Yeah,
I believe it's going on because I'm a great believer that there's no smoke without fire.
Right. Well, that could be true. And so, basically, we're going to talk about now to speculating that if it is true, what will be good, what will be bad for Sony, what will be good for Sony, what will be good for Marvel, what will be bad for Marvel. And that's pretty much what we're going to talk about.
Yeah. Well, the first thing I'd like to talk about is if he's going to go over to if Spider-Man's going to go to Marvel, I would assume they're going to recast Peter Parker Spider-Man.
Yes, I think that's a given. Yeah.
Well, I think that would go down as a con because I think Andrew Garfield is the best Spider-Man we've had so far.
Yeah.
I think he gets the quips in. I think the best film. I think the best part of the second Spider-Man. I expect the second Spider-Man definitely. The best part is when he's not actually Spider-Man. It's when he's Peter Parker. The chemistry he had with Emma Stone. He was playing Gwen Stacy. Is absolutely fantastic. The chemistry he has with Sally Field, who's playing Aunt May. He's a really good Spider-Man. He's a really good Peter Parker. And even though the second film had its failings, I think that was more down to the villains than Peter Parker and Spider-Man. And I would have really liked to have seen Andrew Garfield take it on a bit more.
Yeah, so Sony did originally announce that they were going to do, was it 4 Spider-Man films?
4 Spider-Man films, yeah.
And now that the second one hasn't done quite as well as they thought, they've obviously and ahed about it.
It
made a fair amount of money, but I don't think it did as well as they expected.
They were looking to make $1 billion,
yeah,
I think it was like 700
close to 800 maybe, at the end of it.
What are your views on Andrew Garfield?
Andrew Garfield has been an excellent Spider-Man, I think. I think the best scene in the second Amazing Spider-Man film is just at the very beginning where he's Spider-Man and the humour comes across really well. When he gets to the truck and he tries to shake the hand of the driver and he's being all silly. Yeah. He takes the humour really well, and he's been a really good Spider-Man. There's not been as much crying in it as there was in previous incarnations of Spider-Man.
But as much as the crying as he did,
he does it better.
He does it well.
It's not more blubber, it's more just tears.
It's tears, it's emotion, and you do feel it with him. Because of the way he is, we connect with it.
Yeah.
How about a pro now? A pro, I think, of him going is I think Marvel will make a better Spider-Man film.
Well, I think we'd see more of Spider-Man as well because there's more films he can be in. You've got the Avenger films, you've got his own Spider-Man film, and you've got the Avenger movies. And then you've probably got other tie-ins as well with other films he might even be in as a short cameo, or maybe even as a full character. A bit like the way they do in Civil War, Captain America and Iron Man. Both of them are going to be as much as each other in that Captain America film, basically. Yeah. So there's a lot more scope for character development. There's a lot more scope for him to be with more characters that are superheroes as well. So. And bad guys that he can take that would normally not be in the Spider-Man world, not always. What's the name of the name of the company?
Not always Osborn.
Osborn, sorry, Oscorp, yeah. So they're not always from Oscorp. It could be from other regions, and maybe not always based in New York. As well, he could go to other things.
Another con for me would be, if it went over, is would Marvel be likely to do another origin story? Which I think we've had too many of them.
That's a good point.
We've already had 2 pretty close together. I mean, I know a lot of people say 10 years isn't close together, but it seems close together for me.
They're still fresh, aren't they? because they were really popular. The Sam Raimi Spider-Mans, you know, a lot of people saw them. The franchise went on quite well. Ended a bit.
I still think the second one is probably one of the best comic book films that have ever been made.
Yeah.
I still think it's right up there with the best out there.
Yeah.
But I don't want to see another origin story. I don't want to see him get bit by another spider.
Yeah. So this time, yeah, this time it's an alligator. No,
it's just something we don't need to revisit.
Yeah, I agree. I think they could either that I could do like a very quick flashback.
Maybe
or
do
something
it,
like that.
Maybe do it the way the Incredible Hulk done it. When they'd already made the Ang Lee one. So when they went and they done to the Lewis, what's his second name? The fellow who done Clash of Titans anyway, Lewis Leterrier or something. His name. When he done the origin in the opening credits, didn't he? He done a very basic, done a very basic, and that was it. The origin was done.
Yeah, they could do exactly.
They could do something similar with that.
That's a good idea.
But I just hope Marvel don't want to do another origin story that goes there.
Yeah, I think. I think that's a good call. Do like a short montage in the opening credits, like they did with the Hulk film, and then they could go straight into more character development. Have Spider-Man straight away, and get him involved in the action straight away. Yeah.
So if you had to decide now, it was going to stay with Sony, or you could choose for it to stay with Sony, or you could choose for it to go to Marvel, what would you rather think?
Well, Sony's had a up and down track record, really. With I mean, the last two Amazing Spider-Man films have been a really mixed bag.
Yeah.
A lot of people have loved them, a lot of people have hated them, and I've heard a lot of people not liking them as much.
I loved the first one. I thought I was really impressed with the first one. The second one, I didn't hate it as much as everybody else, but I didn't love it as much as the first one. It was the villains. Wasn't really too keen on the villains, especially Electro. The Green Goblin one I wasn't too bothered with, but I still think the Green Goblin had its faults. But I would have rather have seen one story focused on the Green Goblin than have seen Electro.
They didn't even have to have Green Goblin. They could have just had more of Electro rather than just having strapped into this watery chair for ages of the film. And they could have had a totally other bad guy. You know, you've had Green Goblin in the other films twice.
Yeah.
So, you know, obviously different people playing Hobgoblin, Green Goblin, whatever you want to call them. And then you've got, again, in the new film, why do it again? Why not do, like,
I think it's because Green Goblin's basically the Joker of Spider-Man, isn't he? He's the main...
There's so many others, you know, you could... It's just lack of imagination.
I'd like to see Venom done properly.
Yeah, Venom would have been good to see properly.
A better proper Venom.
They were going to do that in the fourth film, I think.
I like Kraven the Hunter, it's not been done yet.
There's quite a few. Doc Ock, they were going to do again, because they obviously teased it in the... So, yeah.
So,
I think, well, to be honest with you, when you look at like what's going on now, Sony need money. They need an injection of cash. They've had the last few years, they've had a bit of a bad bump in the road. Bad things keep happening to them. They were doing okay, and then the recession hit them quite badly. And then they had the PlayStation hack hit them quite badly. When they were just kind of getting back on the ground, and then the hack happened a few years ago. And then the tsunami in Japan hit them quite badly.
Yeah.
Nothing they could have done about any of them. But they've just had a bit of bad luck every few years. You know, things keep hitting. They've had the hack recently, which has not done them any good. So I'm feeling a bit for Sony, and I'd like them to get back on their feet. So maybe this injection of cash, if Marvel are willing to pay for the license of Spider-Man back, again, maybe this will give Sony that injection of cash they need to get things back on the road, basically. Yeah. Maybe Sony have done everything they can with Spider-Man now. Maybe it's time to move on. I think it would probably be an interesting move if they do sell them, because that's obviously like one lump sum of cash, that's it. Unless there's some kind of contractual agreement between them where they can still have a bit of Spider-Man in, you know, they can still make Spider-Man films and yet use the characters still in Marvel and have totally separate worlds for each of them, but that would just be really confusing.
Confusing for everybody,
Yeah. So it's a toughie, really.
For me, I think if the option's there, I think it's time to go back to Marvel now.
Yeah.
For me, I want to see him go back to Marvel. I want to see him integrated back into the Marvel Cinematic Universe. I want to see him being part of the Avengers. I want to see him into this massive thing that Marvel are building. Just, I'd like the best of both worlds. I'd like to see Andrew Garfield go over to the MCU.
Yeah,
I know
I don't think that's going to happen.
I don't think that's going to happen. But that would be the ideal thing to happen to me. If not, though, Marvel, I'd trust them to cast whoever they're going to cast as Spider-Man, and I'd love to see him. I'd love to see him there with the likes of the Hulk and Iron Man, and he could be there to take over him. I mean, I'm not.
Yeah.
I'm ready to see him being part of that. It doesn't seem right without Spider-Man being in there. As good as it's been, I just want to see a Spider-Man in there.
But also, isn't Spider-Man quite pivotal to the Civil War as well?
Story, yeah,
is. And that's what they're going into now in Phase 3.
Yeah, well, at the moment, I think the Black Panther, if Spider-Man doesn't go over, I think the Black Panther's going to take that role from him. But I would love to see Spider-Man there. I want to see Marvel make the Spider-Man.
Can you imagine, like, if they do Marvel do another press conference again, and then they go, oh, we got a...
Whoops.
I better check out.
Yeah.
Excuse me. Okay, there's been a bit of time lapse now between that smash. Basically what happened there was a glass bowl fell onto the floor just outside this room, and we've just had to clean it all up, get the hoover out and everything, and give it a big clean up. We're basically going back now, like a 15-minute interlude. It's been like nothing for you because it'll just cut back. But that loud smasher. So we were talking about the press conference. If Marvel were to do like another press conference and say, you know, here's our lineup of films again, just in case you missed it last time. Somehow, you know. By the way, we've got one more we might just throw in the mix there, and then Spider-Man comes up on the screen, and then the crowd would just go.
The next time you have a
insane.
Comic-Con, they just announce
it. Would be a Comic-Con or something, yeah.
Yeah, so that's what I want to see. Ideally, like I said, I'd like Andrew Garfield to go over. Don't think that'll happen. To wrap up, I trust Marvel will cast somebody if it goes over to Marvel, and I look forward to seeing a Marvel Spider-Man film. Yeah,
I mean, let's hand it to Marvel. Their casting's been fantastic, hasn't it? They've been great.
Everything they've done has been...
Yeah.
I don't think we've had a poor film. Everything they've done has been at least above
average. They've been very consistent.
Yeah.
They've been either really, really good or good.
Good.
They've never really been really, have they?
No.
So, there you go. Just to recap again, if Marvel were to get like a Spider-Man license, do you think that would be a good thing? Do you think Sony should keep the license for Spider-Man, continue making their films in the Amazing Spider-Man franchise? Or do you think Sony should just sell it, go straight to Marvel? Great, let's have Marvel Spider-Man back.
Come on Marvel, get it back, that's what we want.
Let's hear your thoughts on that matter. Just put in the comments below, that'd be great.
Don't forget, thumbs up on our videos, subscribe on YouTube, thumbs up on Facebook, share our posts that we do, follow us on Twitter and retweet when you can, and thanks for watching.
Yeah, thank you very much for watching. Super Nerds UK. See you next time.
Bye.